22 minutes before 8 o'clock, the Association of Mineworkers and Construction Union, or AMCU, will convene for another mass meeting to receive an update on some of the outstanding issues from its National Executive Committee. So about 15,000 AMCU members downed tools in November last year at Driefontein, Kloof and Beatrix Sibanye's mines. They are demanding higher wages after the mine signed a wage agreement with 3 other unions. So to talk more about this in studio, we're joined by Krister Janse van Rensburg. He is from AMCU. Good to have you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Leanne.
So talk to me about what the deal is and what you're working on now.
Yes. Leanne, as you said, in November last year, the 14th of November actually, Sibanye signed a wage agreement with the 3 other unions, the National Union of Mineworkers, Solidarity and UASA.
Yes.
AMCU was not prepared to sign. We were still busy negotiating. In fact, the amounts on the table were negotiated by AMCU, ironically. But then the mine went behind our back and signed with these 3 unions. And AMCU then declared a dispute and went on strike from 21 November 2018. What we demanded since then, we started on 12,500, as you would know. That's the signature demand of AMCU. But we then changed our demand to make it R1,000 per year over 3 years. The deals signed by the other unions were for 700 for year 1, 700 for year 2, and R825 for year 3.
Okay, so that's what they have signed. You don't want to sign that, though. You're still waiting out the 1,000.
Yes, our members want the 1,000. It is actually a very good progress we want to make towards our campaign for R12,500 per month for the lowest paid worker. You might also know that at Anglo Gold Ashanti, we did sign for 1,000.
Yeah. I mean, financially and realistically, can the mine afford to go up 1,000?
We definitely think so. You would have seen from the papers, Sibanye has never played poverty. There's no issue with money there. The problem here, we feel, is a matter of principle. It is almost like the battle lines are drawn by Mr. Vroneman.
Yeah. Well, what is that increase? I mean, what does it equate to in comparison to inflation?
Well, I don't think we must look at inflation. That's a common mistake we make.
I suppose it is a common mistake, but we need to look at that, particularly in the current environment as a country. As I mentioned before, we find ourselves at very tough times.
The issue AMCU sits with, and you would appreciate that mine workers, especially black mine workers, has been exploited for centuries, literally.
Yeah.
When gold was first found, here close to where we sit today, you would know that black labor was used at a very cheap rate. It was maintained cheap by the then Transvaal Chamber of Mines, and we still sit with the remnants today. That black mine workers work for pittances. You would know in platinum when we started there, they were earning about 4,000 or 5,000 rand per month for working underground, sometimes 12, 13, 14 hours. Hard work and getting very little money. Luckily, after AMCU's intervention, now we can say we've reached our 12,500 rand mark. So it's more an issue, Leanne, of economic justice that's happening here. I don't think one must be stuck on inflation, because inflation will just perpetuate the problem.
This strike has been going on for what, 4 months now? How are the miners surviving? How are their families surviving? You say they earn tuppence, but they're now not earning anything.
Yes. You know, the one thing I see that the media and the general public don't always understand is that it's for them a bigger issue. They are basically sacrificing their wages to address a key issue that they are facing. They are suffering. It's not easy. It's not easy. You can think for yourself. School fees need to be paid. Many of them have to pay their school fees in advance for a quarter. So the first quarter was still fine of this year, but now it's getting very hard for them. And that's why we want a deal as soon as possible.
I know that you've even gone as far as writing to President Cyril Ramaphosa to try and intervene in the situation. What intervention are you hoping for, and have you had a response yet?
What we hoped for, and it looked very well, was for the Minister of Labour, Minister Mildred Oliphant, to assist us, because this is a labour issue. You will find it very strange that the intervention up to now for such a long strike has been very minimal. Then the CCMA came to the fore through Section 150 process, and we had made good progress. They put a proposed settlement agreement of 5,700, which equates roughly to about half of the difference over 3 years on the table. AMCU received a mandate from its members, accepted, but then Sibanye reneged, and they didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
One thing I want to get into, Leanne, is the issue of mandating. Few people understand that our trade unions work. The trade union can never make a decision around the table, around the negotiating table. We take an offer, we go back to our members through what we call mass meetings. We have a meeting, we take it there, and we get a mandate from them. And that's how AMCU operates. It's our core way of operating. We work on the mandate of the members only.
Okay, so just to bring it now up to date, so the offer hasn't been accepted. You are having another mass meeting today, and the National Executive Committee will run this. What are you hoping to come out of this? I mean, do you have another meeting with the mine? Can the strike come to an end soon?
We have a serious problem currently, to be honest with you. The mine has reneged on its offers, what we call bad faith bargaining. At first there was an offer of 4,500 Rand on the table, once-off settlement, with some other side deals. They then took this offer off the table. Now you would appreciate that's not good faith bargaining. While AMCU was still in the process to get a mandate, they took it off. Currently, the only thing that's on the table is a long-term loan, a soft loan that they can pay off, and some other issues, side issues, non-monetary issues. So you can appreciate, to convince 15,000 people to come back to work and to tell them for almost 5 months they've struck for nothing is a very difficult issue. Yeah. So currently we're in a difficult situation. You might also be aware that Sibanye this week conducted a very flawed membership verification process through Tokiso. We opposed it. We attended meetings until late into the night to try and convince them otherwise, that it's flawed. What they're trying to do is they're trying to prove that these other 3 unions called the coalition in fact constitutes a majority. But they are only counting those unions. They're not counting AMCU. So we made a big song and dance. We are waiting the results.
Okay.
And we will see what happens from that, but certainly we will challenge.
All right, let's leave it there for this morning. Thanks for the update. Krister Janse van Rensburg, he's talking to us on behalf of AMCU and its members not settling for the offer on the table. The other 3 unions, NUM Solidarity and UASA, have accepted the offer, but AMCU still holding out for what they are demanding, and they are demanding 1,000 Rand increase per month. We take a break. We'll be with you after this.